Alright guys, welcome back. My name is Jordan. Most of you know me as Supernatural001. Um, I've been making videos to teach people how to get their private server online and how to edit things. This video we are going to go over how to make NPCs. Now when we talk about NPCs, we are going to be talking about, at least in this first video, we are going to talk about common NPCs. So the normal NPCs like blacksmith, apothecary, a normal NPC, a non-monster or boss NPC. So what we're going to do with NPC is, in this video, we are going to make two NPCs. One will be a normal NPC that we will give quests to, and then, well, no, so we will do two actually. We'll do three. So one will be an NPC for creating, to have a normal shop, like let's say you want to put a NPC to sell items that your players can get easily. Like, I don't know, if your server's plus 20, you want to have large rubies in the shop, or if you want to have items that they use daily, like pots, potions, pills, whatever. We'll make an NPC for that store. We will make an NPC for a reputation store for a purple set, and we will make an NPC for that we will just use to give quests. You can give quests to any type of NPC, but we are going to use one specifically just for quests. And all I'm going to show in this video is how to make them. And then when we actually get into like looking at the things that each NPC has, like the stores, they'll be there each individual video. So what we will do, so at least, or in this video, we'll show just the normal store. So first, you're going to be using three files primarily. NPC, which is where you actually make the NPC. NPC rebirth, which is where you specify how it spawns, when it spawns, what type of NPC, if it's a mob, if it's a door, if it's a plant, or if it's a common, which is like a normal NPC. And then model, which is where you edit to get the actual visuals of it. So in this case, we are going to be making common NPCs. Just for training purposes, I'm just going to copy one. So I found a common here. I made three. So what is this? NPC ID 5463. So 5463. So I'll make three. And to give the names of the NPCs, it'll be in this file, this line right here, this third one. So for my visual purposes, this will be NPC store. This second one will be NPC reputation store. And then this third one will be NPC quests. And then we got to make sure that the NPC ID does not duplicate. If it duplicates, the NPC won't create, and or you'll get errors and your client won't load, or your server won't go up. One of the three. So I'm just matching up the names and the NPC IDs. And NPC rebirth here, I like to make sure the rebirth ID and the NPC ID match up, just so that I don't got to see crazy numbers everywhere and start getting confused. Okay, so we'll start with NPC rebirth. All right, so in NPC rebirth, because these are common NPCs, there's very little you have to edit. In the rebirth file, is all you got to do is the rebirth ID, NPC ID, the name, which doesn't matter. You want to make sure it's a common if it's not a mob or a boss. And then this line in U, this is referring to a script for that NPC. Because these are normal NPCs, we're not gonna, you can leave something here, it's not gonna mess it up even if you don't got a script in it. But because I got OCD and I know I'm not gonna have a script related to the NPC, I'm gonna leave it blank. And then that's it for rebirth. And then when we go back to common NPC or the normal npc.csv, I get OCD. This second column here, this doesn't matter about the name, but I like to make the match. This third one is the one that actually gives the name to the NPC. G is the model ID, which you would find in model, and this is what the visual looks like. I'm not sure what NPC this is, but I'm just teaching, so whatever. I believe this L is the line of the level of the NPC. Yeah. So it's all good. I'm not going to change anything in here. Yeah. I will be changing one thing. So column AX here, or column function. This is the where you determine what can that NPC do. So because the first two NPCs we are going to have as a store of a sort. We'll put talk so we can talk to it, and then shop. Shop is the command so that it can be a store so that you can purchase and sell items to it. And because it's third NPC, we're only going to use for quests. Command is task, and that's it. You can have infinite as many things as you want to. See, there's commands for all kinds of different things. Identify, combining, like so. This would be probably a blacksmith. Smithing is for combine, life skill, whatever. But we're just making simple things right now. So that's it for our three NPCs. This will be a store that we just add normal items to, like any type of item. It's really easy to configure this type of store. The reputation store is a little more difficult. So we'll use that for our purple assassin set. And then we will be doing just adding some quests. So we'll make a couple quests and we will input some quests for that NPC. And then so we also in this video we're gonna make two types of. We'll make a mob. We'll just make a single mob. We're gonna make a monster. So we will. Let me change the ID of it. I'm gonna call it George Genghis Khan. We're gonna call it Genghis Khan. And this setup would be for if you're gonna create a boss, a mob, a world boss, whatever. World boss has a script with it, but for a mob and a boss, it doesn't matter. There's very few things that you'll change. Oops. There's very few things that you'll change. What number was it? 5642, 5642. So I'm just doing a lot of copying right now. So let's go into NPC Rebirth. 3600, that's doesn't matter. Yeah, so I'm not changing anything. All I did was just make a mob, the rebirth. That's it. This number right here would refer to how long till it respawns. But I don't. This is like I think it's like 6 seconds that it'll take to respawn once you kill it. But that's it. I'm just teaching purpose, just teaching you how to make them. And then so. Oh, actually, we were going to do. I gotta reopen that. We're gonna make a boss as well, so that I can show you how to edit the drops of the boss. So if I open up my rebirth again, this will be at the top. I just edited it. We're gonna the boss. We're gonna give specific drops to. Oh, I lied. We're gonna be making one more NPC after this. We're gonna be making a chest. So we can leave all of that. What is this NPC? Okay. So this will be 10,004. Genghis Khan. We'll call it Genghis Khan 2. So I don't really care about the specifics, the model, the level of it. Doesn't matter to me. How much damage, HP. Doesn't matter to me. This is what matters for the rest of this edit, is the drops that it gives. Let me copy this line real quick because I don't like guessing what line is what. We're gonna throw that right there. All right. So for now, we're gonna leave these blank. Actually. Okay. So for the mob, we're gonna leave a blank. Motherfucker, click delete. And for the boss, we're gonna give it one drop. We're gonna give it 2 drops. So a lone drop is the guaranteed drop that it gets. No matter what, the boss is automatically going to drop this. And these, so I was mistaken. So drop items and AN, this is the guaranteed drop. Drop items and alone drop items, the numbers you're putting in here are what come from item drop class. So these aren't item IDs, these are IDs from the item drop class here. So I guess to explain that to you as well, we're going to put this in the, we're going to add these to the video. So we're going to do 13,000, or let me just explain the IDs, the lines real quick. So the only ones that you really worry about is this one and these two. This one, it says a drop rate, but the drop rate that is actually what is for the game is in this column right here in NPC. So you don't even really, you can just leave it blank. The only one that matters really is ID and drop items. But I usually just copy and I make my own. 13,000, I'm gonna delete. This is the name. So Genghis Khan, I only need one actually because, oh well no, Genghis Khan guaranteed, and then Genghis Khan. This isn't a name of an item or anything. This is just so that you can know what that item drop class is relevant to. I don't got to chance. So we'll do 13,000, 13,001. We'll actually put 2 in there. 2. All right. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit 13,000. Even though, how I said before, that every this is like a list of 3 things, you can leave this as 0.01, 0.11, whatever. No matter what, this is going to be guaranteed drop. Whatever items that we configure for this item drop class, 100% chance is going to drop. Now here, alone drop, this is where the boss or whatever has a chance to drop these items. So what you want to make sure is, let's say we got 2 items here, 2 classes here. We want to make sure that we have 2 sets of zeros here. So this is 1 set, 2 set. If you would put 3 sets here and try to put it in your server is not going to go up. It's going to say that there's a error with that the alone level adjust doesn't match the alone drop items. Now for alone attribute rate, these zeros don't matter. You can leave it how it is. I always leave the same amount for everything. This alone drop rate has to match as well with these 2. So this is, we have 2 items here. So that means we're going to have 2% chances. So this is the rate. 1 is 100% rate, and then obviously the decimal, this is 9%. This is not even, this is almost 1%. So we're going to do 50. We're going to zero that. We're going to do 50% chance each. And boom. So now our NPCs are configured. So we got 2 stores, one that's going to be for quests, a mob, and a boss that will drop items. One thing that we have to do though is, because we just made these item drop classes, we got to figure out what items we're going to put in those classes. So I can save all these. So we're going to have to go into open up item. Well, I don't know the names of them because they're in Chinese right now. So we're going to look at item description actually. So let's see what we got here. The model, I'm leaving everything the same. I'm not adjusting the visual because it's not that serious for me right now. I'm just teaching. So let's see what items we got. What items do we want as a drop? Let's make it drop. Let's do this. We'll do. So for these, it's not just the item and then you list it. It's going to be the item, comma 0, and then you can continue to list. So we'll say 5895. It's guaranteed going to drop 1 item. And then for chance, we will put, let's put amount. You got a chance to drop amount. Oh shit. And then 5980. Sure. We'll put 2 things in there. So what this saying, if there's a 50% chance that we can, so that's how we configure the NPC, that means that there's a 50% chance to drop something from this. And because there's 2 things in, it's really a quarter chance for either item. So there's a 50% chance to get one of these drops, And then from that 50%, since there's 2 items, in reality, there's a 1/4% chance to drop it. And then we'll add just 1 item for this other one. So because we have 2 item drop classes in that boss, that means that there is a chance that since we have 1 guaranteed and then 2 chance setups, that the boss will drop up to 3 items. At the minimum, it'll drop up to 3 items. So there's 1 guaranteed, and then it has a 50% chance of dropping something from each of these. And since this is a 100% chance, because there's 1 item here, this means that there's a 100% chance to drop this item if the 50% of this activates, pretty much. It's kind of hard to explain. You'll see as you would test it. But other than that, that's it for NPCs. We made a mob boss, a normal NPC store, a reputation store, and then one that will have requests. We will edit these. We will upload these to the host or to the VM, and then we will open up and we will check out the NPCs and we'll test out the drops of the boss. Welcome back to part 2 of our video. As you see here, we had created 3 NPCs. NPC the store, the reputation store, and then a quest NPC. And then we also created a mob and a boss. So let me see if I can remember the NPC name on top of my head. Yep. So this gang is called. So this is the mob. So what I did was, as you can see here, I copied the item drops for the same to be both in the boss and the mob. So they'll both drop these items. But I went to item NPC, or I went to item CSV. I want NPC CSV. Duh. So if we go here, we open up, go to 10,003, which is the mob. We see here that we configured it to have 3 sets of drops. 1 guaranteed drop, and then 2 other drops, or 2 other sets of drops, groups of drops, which each have a 50% chance of dropping. So if I kill him, he didn't drop anything. Let me kill another one. Forgot it's a mob, so the mob's not always going to drop, but the boss will. So see here, it dropped this 1 item. So this is the item that I have in the guaranteed drop. The item drop class ID is 13,000. If you see here, item drop class, $13,000, and it's going to drop 5895, which is this. So when you set this up, when you set this column up, if you have only 1 item in here, or one group item drop class, it's going to drop anywhere between 4 and 6 of that item. And then obviously on top of that, it'll have whatever the chances of dropping these other 2, or however many groups you have in here. So this time it dropped only this class and didn't drop any of these, as it was a 50-50 shot. But if I summon another one and we kill, we see we drop 1 of the 2, which is, I don't know which one of these it is, but we see it drop another one of the 2 other possible groups of a drop. We'll do 1 more, see if we can get the mount. I know the mount is one of them. Okay, so Jolly Tree. So I believe those 2 are part of this same group right here. These 2, 5984 and 5980. Because if I do add item 5984, okay, that's the mount. That's the. Oh, I just ain't got the luck to drop the motherfucking amount, I guess. 5980, I mean. Okay, yeah. So in that, and these bosses here, I had dropped from it gave me this is a 50-50 chance. There's a 50% chance that you're going to drop one of these groups, and then if you do drop one of these groups, the chances of it deciding what item is going to be will be determined of how many items you add in here. So in reality, it's a quarter chance of dropping each of these items. And if this class drops, obviously there's only one item here, so there's going to be a 100% chance that I'll drop 5991, which I'm assuming is the amount, which I have not dropped. But yeah, so thanks for watching. You've seen here, we created a boss and mob. You can tell it is a boss, which is why the mob didn't drop anything, by this column right here. 7 is for bosses, 4 is for mobs, and there's other numbers here that are for other things. But usually I have all my mobs as a 4 and all my bosses at a 7. And I think like world bosses or veterans are like 9 or something. But that's why even though I have it configured here, because it's a mob, it's even the chances of it actually working are not as likely. But that's why I don't ever configure this line for mobs. I only do it for bosses. Because I mean, people bought mobs just for gold and for the normal drops that you have in the good item drops CSV. So, but yeah, so we got mob boss and then our 3 NPCs, and we'll make our next video will be about the NPC stores, which we will get into looking at them. Thanks for watching.